vote must count. Your vote must count. Your vote must count.
Nigeria, a nation at a democratic crossroads. The controversy surrounding electoral reform in Nigeria goes far beyond proposed amendment to the law or debate over technology. At its core, it's a struggle over trust, legitimacy, and the future of democratic governance in Africa's most populous nation. As political tensions rise and public confidence in elections continue to waver, the calls for reform have become louder, more urgent, and impossible to ignore. This renowned debate has drawn strong and contrasting reactions from key national voices. Adewale Adebayo, former presidential candidate of the Social Democratic Party, SDP, David Mark, former Senate President and now APC National Chairman, the Nigeria Labour Congress, NLC, and other well-meaning Nigerians. Their positions reflect the broader national divide between reformers, urgency, and institutional caution. Adewale Adebayo has emerged as one of the most outspoken advocates for deep electoral reform, arguing that Nigeria's electoral crisis is not mainly procedural, but structural and moral. According to him, successive reforms have failed because they were crafted to protect the political elites rather than empower voters. Adebayo has repeatedly warned that elections in Nigeria have become heavily commercialized, where money politics, vote buying, and political intimidation undermine the true will of the people. He said, and I quote, "If you don't make electoral transmission of results possible, it means you want an end to the democracy, and we will give it to you. If that amendment doesn't hold, then there will be no elections, and at the termination of your tenure, you will leave the office. This is because it is what the people want." For Adebayo, meaningful reform must dismantle elite dominance and return power to ordinary Nigerians. Former Senate President David Mark approaches the issue from the perspective of institutional stability, while acknowledging the shortcomings of Nigeria's electoral system.
That there should be electronic transmission. Let INEC decide whether they can do or they cannot do it. Don't speak for INEC, just speak for the National Assembly. And what the public wants is let there be electronic transmission. Now, if INEC cannot do it, it is in their own problem. That's their own problem. Not for you to speak for INEC. It's as simple as that.
Let me seize this opportunity to warn Senator Godswill Akpabio, Speaker Abbas, those who work in the National Assembly, and President Tinubu. I can tell you, we are extremely serious and sensitive about this electronic transmission. And if they want the democracy to end on this subject, we will give it to them. They must put it, because that's what the people want. Or they should resign and leave the place. If they think we are going to make noise for 2-3 days and forget about it, we are not. If you don't do electronic transmission, if you don't put it in law, this election will not hold. And the government will leave. They must put it. We are not joking. If we have to do whatever it takes to make them do it, legally, because they are not acting legally. So we'll do pragmatically.
Come across the barrier. Come across the barrier now. There's no space here. You don't want any glitch again. Yes, you need to be finished.
Earlier today, the debate over electoral reform moved from legislative chambers to the street as civil society organizations staged a peaceful protest at the National Assembly, demanding urgent and far-reaching changes to Nigeria's electoral framework. Led by Peter Obi and some democracy advocates, the rights groups and the protesters called for greater transparency, stronger independence for INEC, and reforms that would curb vote buying, political interference, and judicial manipulation of election outcomes. Addressing journalists, organizers say the protests reflect growing public frustration with what they describe as cosmetic reforms that fail to restore trust in the ballot, warning that the credible elections are central to good governance, accountability, and national stability, and they have vowed not to stop until the bill is passed. The heart of Nigeria's electoral reform controversy lies in the tension between urgent transformation and cautious preservation. Reformists argue that without both changes, democracy will continue to serve a privileged few. Institutionalists warn that reckless reform could destabilize an already fragile system. This raises a defining national question. Can Nigeria achieve genuine electoral reform without threatening political stability, or can it maintain stability without reform? As Nigeria looks towards future elections, the outcome of this debate will shape the country's democratic trajectory for years to come. What is clear is that the electoral reform is no longer a behind-the-scenes legislative matter. It has become a national conversation about power, accountability, the right of Nigerians to choose their leaders freely. The decisions made today will determine whether democracy in Nigeria merely endures or truly evolves. Let's hear your thoughts in the comment sections. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe across all our social media handles on The Line to News. I am Adejo Michelle.